Hello there. So far in my life, I have always struggled with making hard decisions. Whenever I have a fucking hard decision to make, I keep procrastinating and scrolling and jerking off, doing whatever other than making that hard decision or thinking about it. And at the end of the day, when there's only at the end of the day, sometimes at the end of the week, sometimes at the end of the month, when the deadline is near, and I only have a few more hours to make the decision, I end up, making any decision anyway because I don't have enough time to find enough information about the options, and many of the options are not options anymore because, I procrastinated quite a lot. And so, since I'm changing my life now, and since I have this goal of making $2 million in 2 years before I'm 24, well, I have to fucking change how I make hard decisions. And so, I have reflected quite a lot. I have researched quite a lot the successful people and how they make decisions. And here's my conclusion, okay? Let me just show you the insane view that I'm at now. Look at it, this is beautiful to sit and talk. Alright. Let's talk about it. To be clear, what does it mean to make a decision? Okay? So making a decision simply means that you will commit to a certain set of actions that you believe have the most likelihood and most balance between upsides and downsides to get you to your goal. So making a hard decision simply means that you will... Okay, I'm not gonna repeat myself. You understand, you're smart. But this is what happens when you talk to the fucking camera and you don't have a real person in front of you. You start yapping over and over and going in circles, and people want to punch you in the face because you're repeating yourself. So, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. So first of all, you have to make sure that the decision is actually a hard decision. And not just some useless decision that you are treating as a hard one and wasting your time with. And honestly, to make sure that it's actually a hard decision, just ask yourself the following. Does this decision have a long-term effect on you and your life? Or does the effect of the decision only last, a few weeks or even sometimes months, but is it years? Is it irreversible? If the effect is not long-term, then it's not a hard decision. Stop wasting your time. And what I also find helps a lot is this decision irreversible? Like, if you make this decision, will you be able to, change your mind later and not deal with many consequences? If the answer is yes, then why the fuck are you wasting your time? Just go ahead and try it. Pick anything, try it. Now, some decisions are irreversible, like, if you're fucking selling your house and moving away. Yeah, that's irreversible because, someone's gonna buy your house and they're probably not gonna sell it to you back, so that's an irreversible decision. I like the birds. And secondly, the only reason we are afraid of making a decision, ever, especially the hard decisions, it's because we don't want to commit to a decision that we think is the wrong one. Or we are not sure is the right one. We don't want to commit to a decision that is not what we believe to be the best decision. And we often think that as time goes by, we will find more information, and that information will help us make a better decision. And that's actually true. But it's only true if we are actively seeking that information and thinking about the decision. Not just fucking scrolling or jerking off, or whatever you do to waste your time. And so, from now on, the only acceptable circumstance to delay a hard decision is if you are 100% sure that you can get more information and you are immediately going to seek that information. You are actively seeking information about the hard decision, thinking about it, gathering more information, and you can only go ahead and scroll and okay, stop that. You can only waste your time again after you made the decision, not before. And so this way, the delay becomes useful. And it becomes way less than a month or 5 minutes before the deadline. Now, sometimes you have so many options available to you that seeking information for every single option seems so overwhelming that you also start procrastinating. And so I have found that an insanely effective way to solve this shit is when you start narrowing down the options by making micro decisions. You just make small decisions that eliminate hundreds of options. Let's take my sister as an example. She wants to go to university, and she will go to university next year. But she has no idea what program or what university to choose. And so, first of all, I asked her, what's your passion? What are you passionate about? What do you want to work with? And she has no idea, okay? She told me, oh, I want to become a fashion designer. Well, that shit doesn't even need university. And not to mention that I never saw her talking about fashion design or doing any fashion design, so it's clearly not her fucking passion. She's just yapping. And so, okay, I told her, okay, but that doesn't need for you to go to university. Like, objectively speaking, that's not how fashion designers get most of their jobs. And so, boom, we removed that. We removed the question of passion as well. Because, you know, she doesn't really have anything she's clear and passionate about. But then she started considering, okay, then I might want to become a doctor, I might want to become a psychologist, maybe an architect. Okay, then I asked her, so if you want to become a doctor, are you willing to move to a different city because that program is not available where we live? And are you willing to find a part-time job and live alone? And that requires you to do X, Y, Z chores every week, for example. Are you willing to do those things? And she said no, she doesn't want to move cities. She want to study here. Okay, that removes the doctor option. And many other options that are any program outside the city. Any program in any university outside the city. In fact, it removes the option of going to any other university. So we now have this university and the programs that it has. Well, a psychologist program needs you to have lots of high grades. So, are you willing to increase the hours you study every day? And that includes going out with your friends less, doing other things that you love less because you have to study more. And we can't just magically get more time. We need to stop doing few things so we free our time. If not, then we have now narrowed the options so much by just making small decisions that the big decision now seems so fucking obvious and easy. It's the only thing left with the small decisions that you made, the sacrifices and risk you are willing to take and make. And lastly, it's not about the fucking decision. Winners win and losers lose. No matter what decisions they had made before, no matter what circumstances they find themselves in, they make a losing decision a winning decision. They turn the tables, they turn the circumstances, they bend reality to their will and win. Honestly, that's what every successful person that I believe to be wise enough to talk, that's what they say, and I believe them. If you choose the wrong decision, or the one that didn't provide you with the outcome you wanted, don't just sit there and start blaming the decision or the circumstances. Instead, find out how you can make that decision a net positive for you. It's rarely that we can just predict how the future will go 100%. Rarely, it's impossible. No one can do that. And it's always faster to make an imperfect decision and then, adjust according to what happens after. because now you'll have more information and experience, and the experience that you get from the actually trying is more than any information you will ever get, you know, just going there and actually trying. You'll get way more experience and information, and the experience is way more valuable. And just remember that if your problem is not a survival problem, you will eat dinner today, mate. Come on. We live on a fucking rock floating in space. And again, if your problem is not a survival problem, you will eat dinner tonight. Like, you have a safe place to sleep in. Where you don't have to worry about getting killed or whatever. You have access to clean water. And believe me when I say that there are millions, if not hundreds of millions, even billions of people ready to switch place with you in a second, in a click, in a... Holy shit. If you're watching this YouTube video, it means you have enough time in your day, you have Wi-Fi, you have a phone. Come on. It's not that big of a deal. I understand that our problems seem so big to us. And that's fine, like, I'm not saying your problems are nothing. No. Our problems seem real to us. But you have also got to understand that in the grand scheme of things, you don't take it so seriously. Or else you will regret it in the future. Because now, if you enjoy this process, if you enjoy the process of solving problems, that's when you win. Because life will always throw problems at you. You think that when you solve this problem and get to the next goal, you think that's what will make you happy? Hell fucking no. I mean, you have already solved what? Hundreds, if not thousands of problems. Did it ever happen to you that, oh, I am finally happy forever and I don't need to solve any other problem and I don't need to do anything else? No. That will never be the case. You will always face more problems and you will always have bigger dreams and goals. I mean, have you ever slept so much that you didn't ever need to sleep again? Have you ever ate such a big meal that you never need to eat again? No. And you will never achieve anything so big that you will never dream again. That's not how it works. And so learn to enjoy the process with the people you love. And that's when you win. Alright. Now, let's just apply what I have said so far to myself, because, you know, unless I actually change my behavior now, when I'm faced with the same circumstance, then I haven't learned. Knowing information and doing information is not the same thing. Absolutely not the same thing. And I had this misconception for so long, you know. I believe that if I know something, that's it. I actually learned that thing. But no. Learning is changing behavior in the same circumstance. Okay? And so now let's change my fucking behavior. Let's make the hard decisions that I have. Now I have already narrowed down my options to 2 main options. Okay? So let's evaluate the upsides and the downsides of each option. The first one is, you know, follow the safe path of life. I don't drop out of uni. I keep going and I graduate in 3 years from now. I have a job as a chemical engineer making about 3 times the minimum wage. I will have some more social status from people whose opinion I don't give a fuck about. And I will be working a job I fucking hate. I have zero interest in. And I will be always wondering, what if? What if I had taken the risk? What if I went all in? And that will eat me alive. Now, of course, I will have a safe, stable job. I'll be able to marry, buy a house. Yeah, that's the first option. So the second option is if I risk it all. Go all in. Drop out of uni and take every risk I have in mind. Now, if I keep failing, in 3 years, 5 years, even 10 years, I will be working minimum wage with almost no social status at all. I will be, however, living in alignment with my life vision, values, and beliefs, taking consistent action every day to get closer to my goals and dreams, while enjoying the process with the people I love. And when I win, when I fucking win, because it's either I win or I die, so when I win, I'll be able to make in a month what I would have made in a lifetime following the safe path. I mean, this $2 million goal that I have in 2 years, if that's achieved, that's it. I have already made what I would have made in a lifetime following the safe chemical engineering path. And I will have respect and social status from people whose opinion I actually care about, I actually respect. I will have a level 100 life instead of just living my whole life at level 5. Or I'll die in pursuit of level 100 life at level 1 or 0. So I do understand the upsides and the downsides, and I am always willing to risk a level 5 life for a level 100 life, or even a level 0 life in pursuit of level 100. And so I have made the following hard decisions. For the next few years of my life, I will sacrifice every single thing I do that doesn't get me closer to my goals. And I'm going to do the bare minimum to maintain the things that I'm not willing to sacrifice. You know, things like my health and my small social circle. Relationship with my small social circle. I will, however, treat my loved ones with long-term compassion. So I'm going to do things that are probably not going to make them happy now, or I'm not going to do things that will make them unhappy now. But it will make them extremely happy in the future. And I 100% understand that they might not understand it, and they will probably hate me for it. And I'm fine with that. I will also spend every free hour I have to get closer to the goal. And I will now drop out of my second year chemical engineering degree. And I'm not gonna tell anyone about it. Honestly, because the last thing I need now is someone nagging my head and telling me how bad of a decision I made and how I'm ruining my whole life and. Last thing I need is negativity. When I'm taking this much fucking life change and risk and aiming for such a big goal. Which, by the way, this goal, I know it seems so big, but in comparison to what many humans did, it's nothing. Yeah, do you have any idea what Alexander the Great did at my age? Fucking hell. Honestly, even if I achieve the $2 million goal, I'm still a nobody in the grand scheme of history. I will be somebody globally now, but not near the top where I desire to be in the future. Yeah. I feel like I'm so robotic today, filming. Okay, and the last decision is that I will cut down my expenses to the bare minimum of survival, you know, even if I had to eat rice and beans. And I'll do that so that I can work a part-time job as little as possible. I need to work as little as possible so that I can have more time to focus on the business and on the goal. But I need to survive, so I need to work. And so the best way is to decrease my expenses. Bare survival. That's it. Yeah, and that's it. No matter what fucking happens, no matter how long it takes, I will win. I will win. Or I will die trying. Alright, that's it. Goodbye. Love you. These videos are truly beneficial. Honestly, I just want to say that. Like, I know this is day 1, but since I have committed to post one update video every day, I feel like I am more compelled to learn new things and do things that will get me closer to the goal, just so I can make this video about it. And so whether if these videos, all the 2 years worth of videos get 0 views or 10 views, I don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna keep posting them because they give me an insane feedback loop of do. Today I woke up earlier than I'm used to. just so I can film it. Just like, honestly, I got out of bed, I walked until I found somewhere I can film it, and I filmed the video. And yeah, now I'm filming this while I'm heading back to work. So, that's good. No matter the results, I'm going to keep filming them. Because again, this is like this channel, this is just a journey log, okay? The main goal will be with the business channel, I guess. Okay, goodbye.